been doing this for 30 f***ing days.
Now, I'm sure your first obvious question is, why would anyone tape their mouth shut while they slept for 30 days straight? Well, it's simple. I'm always looking to optimize my health. Doesn't matter if that means forcing myself outside into the elements and exposing myself to the cold every morning, I'll do it. Or getting in a sauna that's hovering around 200 degrees and sitting there with my funny hat on while my back fat sizzles for 20 to 30 minutes. Or peptide therapy, which in itself could be its own video. But the reason I started to tape my mouth before bed and why when I train now I do it exclusively with nasal breathing is because for the past 15 years I've woken up the same way. I got up, ripped off my CPAP, and felt like I got hit by a bus. Don't get me wrong, it's better than if I don't wear it, but we all know those people that hop out of bed ready to take on the day. Those people. I don't ever feel like that, so there's gotta be a better way. I was first introduced to this concept from this book. It's a phenomenal read. It's not my style of writing. I'm more of an R.L. Stein guy. Read page 28, jump to 222, but regardless, the experiment that he and one other person did on themselves, where they taped their nose shut for 20 days and watched themselves subjectively and objectively deteriorate, was fascinating. Not only did they feel awful, but their blood pressure went up and the number of sleep apnea events every night went up and their HRV went down. So let's dive deeper into the science of nasal breathing to see if this is something you're interested in trying. If you're somebody that knowingly suffers from obstructive sleep apnea, then it's probably worth a shot. They've done several studies that show the number of apnea events per night cuts in half. Which makes sense because all this dirty CPAP does is provide positive pressurized air that allows you to open up your airway and more efficiently exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide. That's why when you drive by a Denny's, you're always going to see an old lady out front sitting there with her oxygen tank smoking, and when she blows the smoke out, she always purses her lips. That's her body's way of actually trying to create that positive pressure. What's interesting is your nose naturally does this. Not sure if you fall into this category? Well, if you snore, you probably do. You're just not aware of the fact that you're dying a little bit every night. And that big fat wife of yours sure as hell isn't going to tell you. From a general health standpoint, your day-to-day walking around of sucking wind, nasal breathing is the clear winner. It filters allergens, humidifies air, and even causes your paranasal sinuses to release nitric oxide, which have a whole host of benefits. That's why you'll see somebody like Huberman talk about it so much. And he even mentions mouth tape, but you can tell he's a little reserved because he knows somebody's going to do what I did in the thumbnail, wrap an entire thing of tape around their mouth, suffocate, and die. That was for dramatic effect. I'll show you how to do it at the end of this video. But the evidence is clear. We should be trying to breathe out of our nose all the time, which means while you train. Because the best way I've heard this stated is that your relationship with carbon dioxide is your relationship with oxygen. Meaning that if you have a low CO2 tolerance, you're running suboptimal. How do you know? Take a nice deep inhale through your nose and then breathe out of your nose as slow as you possibly can. If you can't last 20 seconds, you suck at life and you need to increase your tolerance. And there's several ways to do this. It's just a matter of getting your body comfortable in high carbon dioxide environments. But the absolute best way is just to kick your own ass and only breathe out of your big fat nose. And don't be surprised if at first it feels like it's slowing you down and holding you back. It takes weeks to see any benefits. You're gonna have several leg days where you hop off the hack squat, snot dripping down your face, and your gym crush is looking at you wondering why there's not an adult dragging you around the gym by your leash backpack. And we don't need to get in the nitty gritty of the Bohr effect. Just know that over time, this is going to allow you to breathe more efficiently, improve oxygen delivery, and delay fatigue. That was just for all you pricks that hate when I say especially wrong. What do you want from me? I'm delayed. If you're going to give this a go, let me give you some tips I picked up along the way that'll make your life a lot easier. Stop blowing your nose. It only makes it worse. Go to Costco, get a big bag of Neil Med Sinus Rinse, mix one of those salt packets with distilled water, blow it up your nose, and try not to throw up. And when it comes to mouth tape, the best I found is hostage tape. It's the only one that works if you're a man or woman that has a beard. I also use a chin strap because otherwise my mouth will slowly start to open during the night, and it looks awesome. Looks good. So let me give you a rundown how these 30 days went. Day 1, went to bed and realized there is no way in hell I can do this. Woke up the next morning, saw an ENT, and they informed me I'm in the 1% of people that needs to have surgery. My nose is the labyrinth. So they went in there, blew some shit up, and that set me back about 7 days. I restarted the 30 days. By day 2, I could comfortably sleep without ripping off the mouth tape. By day 7, I could work out and comfortably breathe through my nose. And at this point, we're past day 30. I feel a lot better. Now, I'm still going to follow up and get a sleep study done, but in terms of measurable things, HRV is better unless I eat 2 pizzas before bed, and I feel better. So we'll see. As always, if you need help kicking your own ass, programs are linked below.